Aqua here again. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Direwolf20 1.7.10 and episode 45, I believe. I'm starting off in my alloy smelting room here. I've not actually added any more yet. That explosion, I know where the explosions are happening now as well. I shall show you that in just a minute. I've not actually added any more to this yet. It's still exactly the same as it was last time you saw me, but I just wanted to say this has been working okay. One concern raised after the last episode in a comment was if things go in that share the same items, like for example that uses gold and solarium uses gold, then it could put things in the wrong one when it's waiting. I think because of the way this is going to push them together, because it's not pushing one thing at a time, it should be pushing both things at the same time, so it should be outputting into that inventory not just one thing but both them things. So I think it should be okay. I'll have to see when I actually get more put into that. So that was one comment I just wanted to quickly clarify. So yeah, it might cause an issue. I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. Yet to be decided. I shall get back and get that sorted pretty soon. What I'm actually going to add onto there as well is I'm going to add one for Endarian base, and I'm going to add one for Endarium ingot, because you can also use that. In fact, I should have pressed U on that. You can also use the alloy smelter to make that using pyrotheum, just an ender pearl, so you actually can bypass a liquid ender by doing it that way, which is quite interesting. So I shall add on number 8 and number 9 onto there once I've got it going, which of course means I'm going to need a bigger cable. Also, always learning as well. Another comment, thank you very much, said that I could always use P2P power lines. Now that's something I love this game. Just think when you think you know a mod, then you realise there's bits you've been totally ignoring. And I've been using these a lot, these P2P tunnels, and they're the ME ones. But if you look where you've got EU, item, light, I don't even know what light's going to do. Fluid. Does that act as a light source? I don't even know. MJ, RF, and redstone. So of course I could use RF tunnels to send power from my capacitor banks to points of power. So I could have an RF tunnel coming. I could use all applied logistics to send the power on my base. Because I've been kind of moving away from the Ender IO conduits a bit, aren't I? I'm actually going to stick with the Ender IO conduits because I do like them. I'm liking, and I really like these slag mills and alloy smelters. But I'm kind of moving towards more applied logistics. But I'm going to keep the power on for now. I'm going to keep the power on the Ender IO power conduits because they're pretty cool as well. But yeah, I'm going to have to start playing with RF tunnels and also with the redstone tunnel. I think I'm going to have a little look, see if I can set something up with a redstone tunnel to turn all the laser drills on or off, and the reactors on and off as well. So that was one other comment. And a third comment I quickly mentioned is someone said I should have actually set this up like you do in a real world IT installation, where you'd send power, you'd send a cable into one building and then you'd have it branching off on each floor, rather than the way I've done it. It's kind of odd, isn't it? But not really. And then you'd have the point where it branches off where it comes into the building, so it all comes into the wing in this stage. So then you could always just add more onto that cable to spread it out more from that point. So next build I do, I shall be building sorry, my throat's in a bit of a mess again. The next build I build is going to be built with in fact future builds I build are going to be built with AE man from the offset. So I shall plan the routing of AE stuff better in future builds. Although the next build I don't want to do is, I kind of fancy doing a build that uses all extra utilities auto crafting, and I'll probably be on Resident Rise, and it'll probably involve a lot of ancient warfare as well. But we're not on Resident Rise now. I'm going to have to clear my throat. Sorry about that, cleared my throat and I've got a mouthful of tea, and I should be alright for another couple of minutes again. So yeah, that's how I'll do things in the future. I will plan the network from the start of the build, because it's creating me a bit of issue having to redo stuff all the time with this, because when I started this build I didn't know how AE2 worked, of course, which was my bad. One other comment, the routing of these things, and it's a very good comment as well, and it works very well. There was a comment telling me that I should route the cables so the search works easier. So this uses like a search algorithm to search downwards, where you get the breadth search and the depth first search upgrades for this. That's how things work in coding. You can send. You can code searches specifically to excel at one or the other, rather than just be average at both. So that's what they help with. But if you actually route the cable, this ain't gonna work, is it? My throat's just not having it. I sound like Neburis. If you route the cable up and down, then it's going to find searching much easier, so it should put things in easier. So you see the cable then goes under the floor, through the floor there covers, comes back up here and routes around like that. So instead of having to search for blocks all over the place, for blocks it can put things into, it's every block it finds, apart from this little bit across here and these little two bits here. Every block it finds, which that's going to be the next block it can find anyway, is going to put things in. So it should work a bit better, and I think it does. Let's try with some quicksilver in here. We can have a bit more of that. We've got some of that. It's cinnabar in it. So we've got loads of that. So I'll use a bit of that, even though most of it I'd actually rather have it as that cinnabar. But shift click them into there, and you should see it should fill them all up. Now it's going that quick. It's putting ones in there again, isn't it? That was a bad example. So it actually, that should not. I didn't wrench it. I thought I'd wrenched that. There we go. That should have done that. There we go. So if there's enough things in there, because cinnabar actually cooks really quick, that was a bad thing to use as an example, but I've got nothing else to put in there really at the minute. But yeah, that should, rather than, if you remember last episode, what you were seeing is you'd see one lot flash up, and then another lot would flash up, then another lot, because it was searching for things to put things in. Whereas now, because it actually routes right around the room, it should put things in a bit more evenly. I've done exactly the same in this room. So that's exactly the same. Cool. So that's what I've done between episodes. What I want to do now is move on to what I want to do in this episode. And again, another comment. So many good comments. Another comment was to use P2P, the sovereign drive type thing, which I think I'm kind of going to have to. And I'll tell you for why in a minute. But as you can see, I've routed power around. I've routed cable from upstairs. I've moved the quantum bridge. So if I'd built this space from scratch, then I wouldn't need this quantum bridge because cables would be routed here properly. I've moved it into here, and I should have a crafting terminal in here, ready made. I have. Excellent. So what I've got at the minute is I've got power coming out of there. I've got the tesseracts and the energy acceptor under there, so this is always going to get power anyway. I say it should boot up with the system when I turn the server on, but it's just a fail-safe that makes sure I get power all the time. Once it's up and running, of course, it can pull power from the system itself, but it's just to make sure it starts up. Because if that doesn't start up, I have no crafting. And when I finish this room, if that doesn't start up, then I'll also have no materials because they'll all be in over here as well. So it's kind of important that that turns on. I'm still going to have here a little crafting terminal here, just in case I need one, like an access point. That's it. Leaving cables showing on purpose. So what I've got there is I've got, what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a P2P onto here. So this has got 32 channels for this room, and possibly send cable down so that the ground floor's got 32 channels as well. I'll have to put something in here at some point. Maybe not. The way I've done it, so we've got our 8, 9, 10, 11 crafting CPUs all sat there waiting to work. The only thing I don't like is when I had them 3 crafting CPUs, M3, down in the ME part of there. When I was crafting stuff, I could actually see what was going on with it, whereas now I just have to patiently wait. So this is the next room I want to do. So we've got the quantum ring over here, the quantum bridge, and I've just got a terminal on that. So you see that line comes out there and goes down there. I think what I need to do now actually is let's increase my ability over here before I start doing anything over here. I'm going to go back to the controller down here, and I'm going to change things around a little bit inside here. I don't know why I came right around there. I could have come in any of the sides there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that side just going straight in, and I'm going to give myself a bit of leeway here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go that's not going to go all. To break that eye, break that, and I'll break that one. So what I want is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Massive, probably massive overkill. And then if I go and same on that side, will that need anything else doing to it? Let me think. So they want to be red. Do they need connect? No, they're getting power from there. So that's putting power into the quantum ring. They'll be feeding power out from them. So yeah. So what we should have at the other end now is 8 P2Ps we can join to at the other end, which is pretty cool, I think. So what we've got there, we've got a lot of channels coming out in that, haven't we? I think we're okay. I think we are okay. Yeah. So let's see how that works. I'm going to want to connect at least one of these eyes. So let's, while we're here, grab our memory card, which is quite prevalent in my box of tricks there, and we'll start off with that one. So our first one we're going to join to is the left, middle left. So now I'll come back over here. What I can do in this room, nope, not this room at all. What I can do in this room is break that and make that into a thin cable, and I'll colour it red just to keep me made around stuff. And I should really not have this red because this is now going to be a P2P network, which I'm trying to keep red for the main network stuff, so I might have to change all the colours down here. If I get a P2P tunnel there and fasten onto that, no, what I have to do is break that, fasten one onto there, there we go, put that dense cable back, next one, and then normal click onto there. So now that should be P2P into the main controller. Come on, show me your lovely lines to see you're working. Oh, come on, guy. Oh, well, that's showing it. There they are. Cool. There we go. So that's all connected, and that's now P2P'd. So what I've done there really is, instead of having all them channels on this cable, I've now freed this cable so it can go up, and I need to clear my throat again. Okay then, a couple of facades on there, tidies that up. So we've got 32 channels to play with in that room, which we are only using 12 of, and there I've just changed that for a thinner cable, and we are only using 1 channel on that thin cable because it goes through the floor there, nice and tidy now with facades. So that, sweet, so that's that side done. What I'll do this side is, so what I'm going to do is a mix of Super Soaring Drive and not, because I want storage monitors on. And storage monitors are each going to take 6 channels, and I've not actually worked out how to connect to storage, to subnetwork, just storage channel, storage things. How would I want to do that? I don't actually know. Subnetwork, I mean. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So, Super Soaring Drive uses 6 ME chests, or in fact it uses 6 ME drives, but I'm doing it with ME chests. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 ME chests. I need to make a couple of things here. So I'm going to get some interfaces. So let's have 4 of them to start with. And some storage buses. We'll have 4 of them as well. And I'm going to talk to you about the basics of a Super Soaring Drive, but then we're only going to be using a small element of it. We're going to be using little separate subnetworks, but we're not going to be linking too many of them together. We're going to link in 2. So 4 of them, and I probably need maybe a bit of quartz fibre, so I'll grab a little of that. We've got 2 bits of that, but that should be enough. You can go in there. I'll keep everything else on me for now. So what we're going to do is, right, first up what I need to do is I need to connect this P2P back down into the controller room down there, which that's not good, don't want that at all. And what I'm going to want for that then is, it's going to need to be on a thin LAN, which means it's going to have to come out one. So I'm going to have to go like that. Let's get rid of that for now. And then, this just throws a spanner in the works. I have to come down one. Yeah, I have to come down one. So if I go one to there, and then P2P tunnel, and what we're going to have then is, we'll change the colour of this because this is a sub network, but just to give you a gist, we are going to have one of them there. Yep. And to that we're going to connect these 6 guys. So for this we want a storage bus on the main part of it. That needs to be a thin line as well, doesn't it? Right. Working things out as I go. So what I should do is I should get this one working and then come back and I'll show you the next one on camera, because this may take a little bit of derping and a little bit of trial and error. Storage bus, and then interface goes there, and then cable. Is that black cable? I've got black cable in there for. That was black, okay. So that should connect 6 of them. It's using 7, and then what we can do is we can come across here, and in the middle of here we can link to another set. So that's how you do. Right, if you ignore that bit for now, ignore the bit with them on. So how you do this is you'd link to like this. I'm making a really bad job of explaining this as well. You would link to your main drive, your main. It's P2P, that don't need power at all. What we need power on is this bit here. So I need to come off that and off that. So that is black. That's Fluix. That's black. Oh Christ. That's black, and there's a red one just for now, because I can join to the Fluix. There we go, and that needs quartz fibre there. Right. So what we've got here is a little sub network where we haven't connected to this because we haven't connected that P2P to the controller yet. But what we've got is we have got a storage bus that can see into these 6. So it's using this LAN here once it's connected. Let me go connect the LAN. Right then, so I've got the things set in the storage in the memory card. So if I click on that, that should now connect to the controller down there. So what we should get is some channels onto here. Yep, so we've got a channel there, which means that this should now connect up to them, and we should. It's got no storage cell in it. There we go. Because it's got no storage cell in it, let's make a storage cell. We've got an 8. Let's have a 64K. We're going to need more anyway, because that's going to take a while though. But what you can see is this is using 6 channels now. It's using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. So they actually pass channels through them, so that's all good. And it's using a channel for the ME interface on this little subnetwork. What you can do is you can chain subnetworks. So what we can do now is we can put a storage bus here, and now it's actually using 8. We can put an interface here, and then we can connect to this LAN and give that power. So what we've got now is like a daisy chain. And I clear my throat again. I've been for a run across the Humber Bridge, if anyone knows what the Humber Bridge is, and that's why I'm coughing like an old dog, because whenever I run I cough for a bit for about 8 hours afterwards. Right, so that's like a daisy chain. So what we can do if that had power, then them 6 channels, them 6 chests are using 6 channels off this LAN, but it's daisy chain onto that, so that's just seeing that. So what you can do, you can keep doing more and more endless LAN of ME drives, or in this case ME chest. So that's your basic Sauron drive. We're not doing that, but I just wanted to show you that's kind of the basis of what we're doing. What we're actually doing is we're going to be using 1 channel off this for each little setup here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them 6 into that, so we're using 7 channels there, and then we're going to be having 6 straight channels onto this here across the top. So that's going to be using, if we connect, let me hit that red. I'm going to change the colours of these in a minute. I want to cut camera and sort the colours out to make it actually obvious what's going on. So what we're using is 6 channels, 7 channels, because we've got an HDMI interface, and then on this line here, as you can see there, we are using 6 channels there, using 7 channels there. We've got 6 here. I'm going to put that back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then our 7th is a storage bus, and then because that's a P2P tunnel feeding out, we're not using the 8th one. So we're using 7 channels, but that is actually using only 7 channels of the P2P tunnel. So what we can do is now then, so that's that little bit set up. What I'm going to do is just copy that all the way down. So I'm going to have this cable is going to run across to this side as well and run down the window. So we're going to have banks of 6 of these, and each one of these is going to have one thing in. So that's going to be like iron ingots. So I have a 64K drive in there, partitioned to just iron ingots, and it's going to have iron ingots showing on there, so we can actually see above the chest how many of the thing we've got going in it. It's overkill, it's not needed, but this room should look pretty cool when it's done, and that's what I'm doing it for. So if you walk down here, you'll have 6 monitors there, and you'll have 6 monitors there, and each one of them is using 7 channels. So I can get 7, 14, 21 and 28, so I'll have 4 channels left over from each P2P. So from that one P2P at that end, I can link to 4 here and use all the channels up like that. Cool. Right, I'm going to do a bit of building off camera. I'll get this one side done, and hopefully you should see what the plan is, and it should be a bit more obvious what's going on then. And then I shall come back and maybe do a little bit more on camera once I'm up to speed with doing it myself. Back in a bit. Alright then, I've come back quicker than I said I would. What I've done is I've gone downstairs, I've grabbed my 6 primary ingots drives, so copper, tin, iron, gold, silver, lead, and as you can see what I can do now is I've just pulled 1 tin out of there, and if I put that in there, that's now showing me my total tin count. If I right click that with a wrench, that's going to lock that monitor, so it's not going to change that when I click on it with something else. There we go, and I can do that for each of these, so I can take 1 ingot each and add it in there, and we can see our running total of how many things we've got. Pretty cool there. So, oh, turn the bloody thing round. Oh, bollocks. Oh, you're killing me. Face up. You fucking damn guy. To break it eye. Oh dear. Nothing goes to plan. Put that back in there. Take a gold out. Put a gold in there. So you can see now the plan is to have all these. Now just to make sure these are visible in my network, let's come across here to a crafting terminal and look for iron ingot. There we go, 97k iron ingots. So they are visible to our main network. So there you go, that's the gist. What I need to also do is sort these torches out, don't I? And get some carpenter blocks in the floor to make sure nothing can spawn in here, because I don't know if I mentioned it lately, but there's no magnum torch or anything in this base. This entire base doesn't get spawned because it's lit. So that's a 10 by 10 chunk of lit ground that doesn't get many spawns in it. To be honest, most because I've got a big empty hollow space underneath, most of the stuff spawns down there, so it kind of keeps things tidy up here. But there you go, now you see the gist. We've only got 33,000 silver. That's like nothing in it. I've almost run out. That's locked. Did I lock that one? I did. That's locked. Cool. And then the lead. So now I'll go cut and I'll fill this room up with these drives, each one with a 64k in it. So I'm going to be upping a lot of my stuff that's in 4Ks up to 64k while I'm doing this. So it's going to take me a bit of time, and I shall see you when I've done at least one side of this, possibly both. Okay, I've changed things around ever so slightly, so I thought I'd best let you know. What I've done is, that's how I've been doing them. I've been doing it like that, so it's coming out across this side, and we were getting 6 chests and 6 storage monitors. But I realised, I was being a bit slow, that I've got 1 spare channel here and I've got 1 spare channel there, which adds up to a spare monitor. And that is not correct. Why are you not correct? Adds up, should be showing 8. That's showing 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. 7 and the storage bus, the interface I mean. Interface, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. And then 1 storage bus. Oh yes, of course, it's showing 8 there. Well, not there, idiot. So that's showing 8 there because we have got the storage bus and now 7 monitors. So it's actually using all 8. So from that 1 P2P tunnel across at the controller, we are using 8, 16, 24, 32, using all of its channels up, so we've been quite efficient once I changed this. So I thought I'd just change this one on camera to show you how I've changed it about a bit. So first of all, I need to break that and that, and that, and that. In fact, all that. Including that. And I'm going to bring it across one more on the dense cable, and I'm going to come down one off that with smart cable, and then I'm going to put my P2P tunnel onto there, like so. And now, because I don't want this to connect to the top here, what I should have done, in fact that's a different colour, so that shouldn't connect. So what do I need to do that for? Must have been testing that with a red one. I must have been testing that with one that was the wrong colour, so I put some anchors there, but we don't need them at all. Let's get rid of them. And what I want to do now then is, I want a bit of black cable there. I need to reconnect this to the P2P tunnel, so click that. That's still connected to the one down the bottom, and oh god, my voice is getting on my nerves so much. I hope it's not getting on your nerves as much as it is mine. So that should give us 7 channels, yeah. And then we want our little mini network off there, so we want our storage bus on the bottom of that. So there's, nice and easy, there's the 8 channels for cool, and it's showing out all empty because obviously they're connected. There's the 8 channels for that sorted, and now we just need to do a little sub network off here. So I decided to do sub networks off my main network as red. Going on, yep. So we're right. Oh yeah, of course. So sorry, my main's red. I'm doing subnetworks off my main as black. So that's a subnetwork, and then this is kind of like a. Well, it's not. That's just a P2P network. And the actual subnetwork is going to be lime green, not lime green, normal green. So I'm going to connect that to the red, and then I'm going to put a bit of smart cable. I'll use a plain one. There and there. These are going to be green. So what I'm using is, because I've got 12 colours over there, I'm using the last 4 colours, so brown, green, red and black for non-wing stuff, if you know what I mean. And then what I can do is put another chest down there and put my ME interface there. Sweet, and then we're using all 8 of them, and then we've got all that stuff back showing. Sweet, so I need to, because OCD and that, I need to move all them along one. And as you can see, I've got some more of the ingots there, so we've got ferrous, dark steel, aluminium, yellorium and plutonium. And these ones in here I've decided just to leave as they are on 4Ks, because I'm never going to have more than like 30,000 electrical steel. So in that one, at the minute, there's only 3 in there. But Christ, that's all electrical steel I've got, because of course it's crafting on demand, so I don't really need big storage for these, but because they're ingots, I want to put them in there. This side is all going to be gems and stuff, so like diamonds, emeralds, coal, all that kind of stuff, quartz. And well, the reason why I've changed this around here, I could have just had it on the end here, but I'm going to have a 3-wide walkway here, and I thought if I put one on the end of each, it was going to make it a bit too thin for a single walkway. So I just wanted to let you know why that's changed slightly. And I think it's a little bit neater actually anyway, so that's all good. And it's letting me utilise all my available channels there, which is also good. Right, I'll carry on. And I'm back, and I'm getting there. I've had to change a couple of things around. I've changed around my stairs. I don't like them quite as much as I had them, but I did have them so it was right then left and right then left coming up, but now they're all coming up on the right. What that lets me do is have all the doors in the middle, because I realised once I got over here that the door was there and left me having no room to come through here. So I moved all the doors across to the middle, which unfortunately means I've got rid of my little broom closet down there that I said I liked in the last episode. But never mind. What I want to do right now is I want to tip the coal cell out of there, and I want to upgrade it to a 64k. So what we've got so now, I've not put everything in, but and of course if you look at the wheel you'll see it says it's locked, so I don't actually have to keep checking these. See that? Unlocked and locked, which is very nice. So you can see I've got all my ingots around there, and then at the end of our alloys are there as well, and then I've got nothing else in this side yet. And this side I started with the stuff for AE, so I've got, well, silicon, pulverized coal, then the status stuff and the fluid stuff, and then at this end I've started with the what I call my gems. Got coal, redstone blocks because I've got more of them than I've actually redstone, and then diamonds and stuff, and then mob drops a little bit further around, and finally down here to Blizz. My Blizz isn't working because it's not got anything to pull out of the liquid fluid transposer, so I need to sort that out as well. And then of course I've got niter and sulfur. Some of these, like niter, once we're going through a pulverizer, diamonds and emeralds will be going through the block smasher with fortune 3. Lapis, once we're going through a pulverizer, you get slightly more lapis through a pulverizer than you do from a sag mill, so I should be having a pulverizer set up as well. Let me grab an empty 64k cell, and I want one iron ingot, and I want my cutting tool, which I think is in my bag. Yep, there it is. So I've still got to bring blocks across here. I've not done that bit yet. I'm actually running out of real life time though, so I'm going to have to wrap up the episode pretty quick because I've not got much time left. I've got to go out in a bit, and as you can see, I've stopped coughing, so I apologise for that earlier in the episode. I should have maybe waited till later on today, to like now, but I won't have had a chance to get all this done. So yeah, dirt needs to go in there as well. I've not sorted that yet. What I'm doing here is I've got my unprocessed ores cell in my inventory at the minute. I'm just going to put that in there for now. And what I want is, if you look at ore, I want to take some of these out of here. I want the nether quartz, the certus quartz, the coal. Don't want lapis, that's pulverizer, diamond, let's say block smasher, sulfur, I think is same, so I might as well have that for the stag melt. Cool. Block smasher, pulverizer, got that. Cinnabar, I want to make most of that into that kind of cinnabar, so I don't want to process that. Shiny ore, again, want to use a cinnabar, so that's going to be through a induction smelter. Cobalt and ardite, don't really want to do anything with that yet. Why are they in there? I do not know. You should not be in there. What's going on? Oh, what am I doing? Silly boy. I thought I was looking at the I'm an idiot. I thought I was looking at the cell. I'm actually looking in just ore, aren't I? So blood orb has got ore in it somewhere. Where does it say ore there? Stores, okay. Core, and stored. Right. So these are the ones I want then, just these four. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that cell in there. And I'm saying I want them 4 things into this cell. And I am going to... What's in that cell? Coal, yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do as well, don't I? So I'm going to say, put all them 4 things out of there into that. Right, I want another cell for coal as well, don't I? Coal. No, not that kind of coal. Coal that's in here. That kind of coal. There we go. So I can pull that back out there now. I want another 64k cell. I made 8. Why are you different? And we'll put that in there. We'll say we want coal in that one. And we'll do the same as what I've done here. So that now has got them 4 unprocessed items in. Coal can go in there. Why you know want to put coal in? Because there's no coal in the system. My coal's there, right. So now if I do that, that should put all the coal from that 4K into that 64K, which is good. Because we're going to have a lot of coal, so we might as well go straight to a 64. Some of the cells I've not upgraded yet. I will be making them all 64K at some point, just when I get round to it. And so that's now empty. Miniature red hat, get in there, out my way. So that's now empty. So what I'm doing with that is I'm going to split that by shift right clicking it. That gets me the 16K storage component back, which can go towards making more 64s. And the storage housing. What I've actually done is I've changed the crafting pattern on 64K cells. If I look down here, a 64K cell, now it crafts it with a 64K storage component and a storage housing. And I've got it so it can craft storage housing. Before, there's two ways of crafting a 64K cell. So let's have a look. You can craft it by crafting it actually in the thing like that, or you can craft it by combining it with an empty cell, with an empty storage housing. So because I'm getting rid of all these 4Ks, I have got empty storage housings. Look, I've got 7 at the minute. So I've just changed that rather than just have them and not use them. I've changed that so it uses them. So that's all good. So what we should be able to do now is in unprocessed ores, I want to say, I don't no longer want you, or you in there. Okay, so that can come back out. And that can go in there. So that can stay there for now. So what we should have, just take that unprocessed one out a minute. In there we should have to have coal, and we have 42K, wonderful. So what I want to do now is I want to name that coal. So let's get a cutting knife, iron ingot in there, and coal gets us that. And what I can do is I can put that in there with that, and it's going to name that cell. Cool, wonderful. So now I know what that is, and that can go back upstairs. That inscribe and name press can go in the bin, because I think you can only use them once. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think you can only use them once. And then what we've got in here is 4 things in here. So if I put that in there a second, you'll see all that's in there is these 4 things. So I can put them back in there as well. So they're all for processing through the sag mills. So I'll pull that back out, put that unpartitioned one. So that's unpartitioned is all junk stuff. That silicon should be, I know why that's in there, because I took the silicon thing out. That should not be in there. That should have gone into its own thing. I'll show you that when we go up there as well. I actually got miles too much silicon by mistake, and I shall show you for why just a second. So all that silicon should not have gone back in there, should have gone upstairs, and it has. Look, cool. So there's nothing. We don't want to be in there. Never you. You should be upstairs. Oh, there's 16s, aren't they? Anything else in there that shouldn't be? Everything that is in there at the minute, I think, should be in there, right? So let's dump this. So this is just a bit of maintenance that I'm having to do to keep on top of stuff. Right. I've got more coal still. I'm going to borrow one of these chests from up here for a minute. So we'll go put the coal back. And borrow one of these chests, and I can put it back there. So coal cell wants to be in there. Coal, there we go. So that's 42K back in there. And one of these that I've not used yet, I'm just going to borrow for a minute. And now we can get all this stuff processing. What I'm going to want is to jump up here. I've done something different here just to show you really quick. I made that enemy interface there, the one that's got these patterns in it, into one of the multi-part ones. So that's just a block. Now it's a multi-part one. What that let me do is put a export bus in here, and I put sand in that. Sand and a redstone card and 1 acceleration card. And here I have put a level emitter that says if there's 1,000 silicon in the system, then put the redstone signal on. So this chest now is also acting as a buffer for making silicon. So if the silicon drops below 1,000, then it'll make me 1,000 more. It'll make me back up to 1,000. The issue that I had was I put 3 acceleration cards in here and it just filled this chest. So when I tried to make 1,000, bit of a client crash there due to me touching that with the Terra Shatterer. So yeah, when I tried asking for 1,000 silicon with the 3 cards, it gave me 7,000. It's just giving me another 1,000 more while I had the cell out of the thing there. So that's a bit of an issue. So yeah, I've got 7,000 silicon. Should last me a while. What I want to do here is couple of things I want. I want a fibre, quartz fibre, and I want a export bus. Got an export bus, and I'm going to want one capacity card, which is going to be room for 3 acceleration cards. 2 should probably do it. We'll see how quick 2 does us. So capacity card, we've got one of them. Cool. So I want to say put that there. Put this ME chest. No, that will not work. That will not work. Put this. Oh, come on. All this space, and I've got no space. Can you imagine that? ME chest there, I guess. So I want a export bus onto there with a capacity card in it, and one of each of these things in. So let's put the cell in there. Let's get the cell connected first then. So a bit of smart cable. Yeah, I did want that there after all. A bit of smart cable and quartz fibre, because I don't want this to be part of the network. This is just very temporary, just to clear these ores out. Cool, that works fine. So that's letting me get into there. So I want one of them, one of them, one of them, one of them. They can go in the thing there. I forgot to mention about the explosions earlier. It's because I've got Endermen spawning in the spawner, which means 2 acceleration cards. Cool. And click you on there, and what that should start doing is put stuff in there. Sweet, it is. So that's going to clear all them out for me and put all them into the back into the network. So it looks like I can do with one more acceleration card. So let's have one more. What? What do I mean? Why can't I make it? To craft, to craft, to craft, to craft. Why not let me make that? Weird. So how many slots have I got left in that? Yeah, I've got 1 slot left. So there we go. Oops. Not one of them. Come on, acceleration card, what are you playing at? Well, quickly, let me show you this, what I did. I made an Ender IO, which is the actual block, the Ender IO, from the mod Ender IO. And what I can do is, check this out, with a staff of travelling, there's an Ender IO over there. What? What are you obstructed? I can click on that with that staff of travelling, and this should resolve. So I said I couldn't see them things anymore. There we go, see what's crafting. So we've got dark steel ball crafting there, we've got blizz powder crafting there because that ain't working properly, and it's not showing an acceleration card, and unfortunately I can't actually see them through over there as well. I need a separate one of these. It's a bit weird, isn't it? I need a separate one of these Ender IOs. So that's the actual Ender IO block there. Let's put it on the wall, on the roof, in that room. And it kind of lets me see them from over here, which is a bit weird. But I thought I'd show you that. I want to see what it was like. I've never really used that block before. But they're going in there, which is good. Something is not happening right, is it? Something got jammed up there. So put one more of them in there. How quick is this going to go now? That's 10 bloody chest round. There we go, let's check that out. So that's keeping it full. So go into 3 of them, filled that up. So what I'm actually doing is just clearing this storage cell out. Sweet. That'll get all that processed into the main system pretty quick. It's let's say it's okay for temporary. What I need to do then, just before I wrap up, is that blizz powder is not going to craft. I'll show you for why. The blizz powder that the system's asking for there, that you saw from the Ender IO thing, because we get to this room and it can put stuff into this. So it can put redstone in and it can put snowballs in and get me blizz powder. But at the minute, I've got nothing pulling out of this. I've got nothing pulling out of any of these because I pulled it all apart when I put the stuff in, the E in. So that can put stuff in, but it can't take things out. I need to sort that out, don't I? So I'll just go cancel that job over there. And pretty soon, anyway, all that'll be sorted. So then we just need one of each of them things in there in the storage bus, which I've already got. So when we start the laser drills going again, all these, as well as iron ore, gold ore, etc., will get processed automatically through there. And then in this storage bus, we need to add stuff like the pulverised iron ore, pulverised gold ore and stuff, ready for when we get the laser drills running again, which they are not at the minute. I have got one turbine running though, so I'm actually using yellow ore, but not very quickly. Let's finish off up here then, and we're going to go cancel that crafting job. I hope you enjoyed the episode, as always. There we go, bliss powder. Click on that. I said the other day, these are alright, so you can cancel jobs, but you can actually click on any of the blocks and get to this screen. It's just, they're okay because you can actually see which one it's crafting in. So see there, because I'm using the sag mills, it's making dark steel as we go. So it's crafting dark steel, which means it's also crafting dark steel balls, which means it's also crafting dark steel through the automated alloy smeltery bit. So hopefully that's not tripping up our bit. So in fact, I lied, we won't finish over here. I'll quickly run back up there. Oops, if I can learn to fly again. And what we should see in this room is an occasional blip as it throws some dark steel into craft. Making me a liar. Come on, make some more. There we go. So, occasional blip there as it's making a little bit of dark steel. So it's making 5 dark steel to make 5 dark steel balls, I think. Is that right? Dark steel balls require, yeah, 5 dark steel. So that's what we saw there. Making 5 dark steel to make the 5 steel balls. So they'll occasionally keep chucking them in there, which is pretty cool. So that's keeping these guys stocked with dark steel whenever they run out. So we are getting bonus materials, including diamonds. Awesome. Look at that, we've got a diamond. First time I've ever seen that from processing coal. I think something like a 1% chance. Come on, sag mill. Yeah, look, less than 1% chance. So that's a less than 1% chance diamond we just saw there. Cool. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you like the computer rooms, I guess. So I'm just building them for the sake of it. And unfortunately, my little ME spider here is almost redundant now, because all these ME drives are nearly empty. This controller's not being used. It's just getting powered just for the look. And these things really should be upstairs as well. And the crafting's upstairs. So I could actually take this room down and just make this back into grass again. Might actually have to do that. Bit of a shame, really. But anyway, never mind. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Cheers. Bye.